Taking off soon. Uh-oh, that was not good. That was not good. I think I broke the Osmo. I'm giving it a little, we're walking around the park now. But see, the autofocus is just shot. It's not, no, this is not good. What's going on, guys? We are off to do something fun. I have a gift with me from my buddy. Let's just say it's been probably, I think, 10 years since I've done this, and I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. Beautiful freezing day in Seattle right now. Currently at about 31 degrees. That's up from 23 this morning.
Starting route to Main Street Tattoo Sumner.
We are heading to the tattoo shop. Woo! It's been quite some time since I've had a tattoo, and what better way than to kick off my 43rd birthday. Kind of excited for two reasons. Excited to get some more ink, and I'm also super excited to see my best friend who owns the shop. So hopefully get a few clips of his shop, Main Street Tattoo. It's located in Sumner, Washington. Previously known as Clever Rebel. Super cool shop, great vibe, friends that work there, plus, you know, just clean, which is very important, and just a friendly environment. So I'm not trying to sell you on it, but if you are in Washington and you're looking to get tattooed, I would highly suggest Main Street Tattoo in Sumner, Washington. So some of you have reached out, hit me up on Instagram, sent me some comments, sent me some messages. If you watched my video from last week, I broke my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I didn't really clarify what happened. I just did a nice little cut and a little rest in peace tribute, which I hope you guys enjoyed if you saw that. So basically what happened was I had it on sort of a selfie stick tripod, and as the storm started coming in, obviously the wind picked up, and I didn't really pay too much attention, and unfortunately it fell over twice. So the first time it fell over actually was okay. It was still working and operating fine. The second time, it wouldn't lock focus. It just basically, it was very soft focus. It would sort of lock in, then lose it. It was drifting. So I pretty much, I was kind of frustrated. So I didn't mess with it too much in the field, and I didn't want to screw up any of the footage that I had on there. So I just put it away. And when I got home, I did a factory reset on it. And after that, it just never recovered. It would not launch past the DJI home screen. So I pretty much had to write it off. Now, luckily for me, and I would highly suggest this, if you don't own one yet and you're buying your DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or probably any DJI product, buy the refresh. You guys, I can't even tell you how convenient and how good that worked. I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks addition to the purchase, and I think it cost me, I want to say like 40, it's like under $50 to replace the Osmo Pocket. And the way that worked was, so Sunday morning I got home from the shoot, realized I was broken, not recovering. I went on the Mimo app, filled out a claim, and right away, within a minute, I get an email with a UPS shipping label. Monday morning, I receive a notification they already shipped out my new one, which I'm using right now. So I received that by Wednesday, and I was already back in the game. Once they received my original broken one, I saw that they sent me an email, and it said that the hold that they put on your credit card until they receive it was removed. And actually, just this morning, I got a follow-up call that just questioning, making sure the new one was working all right and everything was good. 2-second call just to confirm, and really cool. So huge kudos to DJI with their customer service. I was actually really surprised with how easy this was. And as bummer of a situation as it was, knowing that I had that protection plan, it was, good peace of mind. And I'm not trying to upsell you. I don't get any credit for this, but that was my experience. And if you want to know more, go ahead and shoot me a comment, and I'm happy to help you with any questions I might have come across. But for the most part, that's pretty much how it went. I'm not an expert on this, but it was very simple. But either way, I got the new one, and I will say this. So having been out of my Pocket 3 you're out of Pocket here. Having been out of it for about 3 days, it's actually funny how much I missed it. It's kind of like if you leave your cell phone at home and you just kind of, feel like empty-handed. That's honestly what it felt like. I couldn't believe, usually I always carry a camera with me. And so this thing's been living in my pocket for every day since I bought it. I just bring it everywhere. Grocery store, anywhere I go. I always carry this thing because it's just so convenient. You never know when a vlog might break out. If you're on the fence of getting this versus, something else, I haven't done much research on a lot of the other cameras that are like this in the market. But I will say I have used GoPros, and obviously I use mirrorless cameras for making videos, and it's nothing new to me. This thing has been so convenient and so nice having that it really makes you want to create. And as a solo creator, it really helps you a lot too, because you sort of have this little powerful tool in your pocket that's really easy to use. There's just a few settings to really get it to look good, and you're not screwing around with this camera too much, so you can prioritize on whatever you're doing. So like for me, I'm focused on getting a photo, and I can't be messing around with all the video settings. I've tried that before with like a professional camera, and I'm trying to get the most cinematic looks, and next thing you know, I'm missing the whole photo, which screws up everything. So yeah, I love the simplicity of this camera and the fact that it looks good. I'm not making, cinema films here. So for me, the quality, perfectly fine. The other part is with having that ability to do the follow, it's actually quite nice. One of the biggest obstacles that I used to face was when you're filming by yourself, how do you, add a little movement, add a little, so everything's not a locked off shot. And having that little bit of follow cam is really nice to have. And that just adds that little touch to videos that makes it seem like someone might be filming you, which is a good little feature. Now all the hyperlapse and time lapse and all those modes, I've used those a few times. I'm not a big time lapse, hyperlapse person, but I just use the automatic settings and it worked perfect. I don't like screwing around trying to figure out what I want to do for timing and all this stuff and mathematics for getting my time lapse. I just want to put it down, set it, and forget it. And then I got a nice little clip from my B-roll. So another really nice thing. Filters. So I have 2 filters that I use for this camera. I'll link them below. I just purchased them on Amazon. Cheap. I think they work fine. Again, I'm not making motion pictures here, so I feel like the quality is perfectly fine. And the first one is a 2:32 variable neutral density filter. Say that 10 times fast. If you don't know what a VND is, you might want to look that up. I'm not going to explain all that right here. But basically, it allows you to adjust how much light you're letting in by rotating the filter. And with the Osmo Pocket on, although you don't really want to touch the gimbal head too much, it's just nice enough where you can rotate it. So you don't feel like you're straining the motors. And what's nice about having a VND is, like for my case, shooting around the city, the light is always changing quickly. So if I'm carrying around a whole bunch of neutral density filters, just standard, I might need an ND4, go around another block, I need an ND16. So this kind of allows you to adjust on the fly. And almost every single video I've shot this filter's been on. So if you like the quality and the way my videos look, that's the filter. The other filter I use is a Pro Mist. I believe I got the quarter Pro Mist. I'll leave a link below. That also lives on the camera. Now, every now and then you may notice I have a little orange flare on the side of my lens there. And sometimes when the light hits my camera right, the stacking of the filters, what's actually happening is the VND I have has an orange ring around it, and that's reflecting off the back of the Pro Mist. So, not my favorite, but again, I don't really care that much. I can't care. I've got other things I got to worry about. So, as long as it's not really being too intrusive or bothersome to the footage, but I might just crop in a little bit on the footage and you're pretty much cleaned up. So having something like this, you just put the kit together, start shooting. It's all about telling the story and getting those photos. So for me, simple, easy, straight to the point. So with this Osmo Pocket, the first 30 to 40 days I had it, I used it every single day, throughout the day, all day long. Multiple. I mean, I'm probably shot like terabytes of footage through this thing. And it has never failed me except for one time. It had one issue that cost me a shot. I was a little upset, but considering, you know, the ratio of success to miss, it's like not that bad. But basically what happened, it went into like a gimbal lock mode or a like safety mode, and I couldn't get it out of that. So I was trying to get a shot for something, and unfortunately it was just stuck. The gimbal was stuck in a position and it didn't want to move, it didn't want to unlock. Turned it off, turned it on, you know, power cycled it a few times, wouldn't go away. And then I just kind of let it sit for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes and went for my walk, and then it started working again. So I don't know what that was about, but that was the only hiccup that I've had with this camera, which is, that says a lot, you know? I mean, there's little things that I don't like as far as they could be fixed in firmware, but hardware, the camera works perfectly fine. And I really don't have any issues with the ergonomics of it, how quick it fires up and is ready to shoot. That's huge, because there's always something that pops up and I've got to have a quick camera that can just fire up and record that, because I'm not always planning ahead all my shots. But the software, definitely, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with number 4 if they do one of those, which I'm sure they will. The 3 has been so successful for them. I think if they clean up some of these firmware issues, the 4, I can't even imagine how good that's going to be. And I'll talk real quick on some of the, you know, the software issues that I don't like. I think the obvious one in the room I made a video about was being able to stop your recording and delete that whole thing all in like one hold. People have brought up points when they like that, but for me, maybe it's just the years of experience, but I save everything. I would way rather delete it from my hard drive at home than in the camera lose it and go, you know what? I like that little clip that I had that audio from. I just need to steal that, but I stopped and deleted the recording. So that's why I don't like that feature, because you just don't know on the cutting room floor what you may or may not need at the end of the day. The other thing is, when you're kind of going through the menu and you're selecting your camera mode or whatever, if you're going to do photo, video, time lapse, there's just not enough time. Like, the screen pops up for little icons. It doesn't give you enough time to sort of like think for a second. It just goes away. So when you're kind of, especially when my hands are freezing and I'm trying to fumble through, it's just, could use a little bit longer of leaving those little menus up. But speaking of longer, their pop-up menu for the microphone that lets you know you're hooked up, great. I like knowing that my audio is working. I don't need to know for 15 seconds, especially with how fast this camera fires up and is ready to record. I need to be able to record, and I have a white screen blocking my whole view. So half the time I'm just recording and I don't even know what I'm filming. I'm just getting lucky, I guess. So maybe shorten that, and I don't feel like you need that message popping up so much. Another thing that's been bothering me is, so you have the capability on the touch screen of zooming, or not zooming, but, well, you can do that too, but to select your zoom versus your tilt with the gimbal. That little icon on the side, the slider, I'm always in the wrong mode when I'm trying to do the other thing. I feel like, so if it shows the numbers, you're in the panning mode, like the zoom, like one time or whatever. And then if it shows no numbers, you're in the zoom mode. So you can zoom like that, but I'm not seeing. It should be the opposite in my opinion, because I want it to show me what zoom I'm at. So I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but I just feel like that should be the opposite of what they have the setting to. Back to kind of selecting your camera menu, you know, whether it's going to be video, photo, time lapse, that menu. It would be nice if you can customize that. Can I just put all my video? I can do my 3 customs up front, which are all video settings. So I do 24 frames per second, then I do a 30 and a 60, all 4K. But I would rather it go to like low light mode or any of that, because I really only use all the video stuff, maybe time lapse, So I wish you could rearrange the way those kind of list out. Maybe you can. If you do know, leave me a comment. It's just little things, using it every single day, all day long. Those are just little efficiencies that I feel like could be cleaned up. And that's software, so that's probably should be pretty simple coming from someone who's not a coder. But the hardware is fine. I've been, totally stoked on this camera. And I don't want to be like the DJI guy, but being a small channel and, purchasing all this stuff myself and actually using it and having a lot of experience with other gear, I do feel like, I have a pretty good opinion on this type of stuff, and I'm able to, maybe express that to some of you who maybe you're new and this could be your first little video camera. So, these are just kind of the things that I'm trying to relay to you guys. But all in all, if you ever experience trying to make vlogs, in the early days or whatever, like years ago, the amount of gear that you'd lug around and try to set up and make it look candid, and this, you truly can get more candid shots. You can just kind of set it and forget it, let it roll, and that is like the creme de la creme of storytelling. If you could just act like the camera's not there and just be yourself. So that's my rant. That's my whole thing about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. If you guys have any questions, hit me in the comments. I hope you guys got something from that, but it's nice to kind of get this off my chest because I'm, like I said, I'm a little nervous for what's about to go down. Oh man, tattoos and shit. Culprit. Look at that. Dang. Kind of annoying. Little pit stop. Remember to do the star. It's good to carry a torque wrench. Boom. So the biggest thing, I'm trying to beat traffic. That's mostly my sense of urgency right now. It's 3 o'clock on the dot. I'm on the south end. Traffic is going to be terrible getting home, so try to get this done quickly. This tire's too low to drive on. They want $250 for the air here. Oh, I think I just got to pay it. Damn it. Better audio. That was annoying. Ooh. Now, it's not so much, obviously a flat tire sucks and that's super annoying, but what gets me the most, $250 for air. And I had to do it twice. That cost me $5 just to put air in my tire. That was super annoying. And hopefully we're good. Hopefully we can get ahead of traffic. But I got that work done. Still wrapped up. Didn't hurt too bad. Oh, and I need gas. Oh man, this is not going my way. All right, now that we've had a chance to calm down, I've been driving for a while. Today is a weird, funny day. Couple funny coincidences. For some reason, when I was leaving the house this morning, I was looking at my tire and I was just thought, what if I get a flat tire today? And I fully did. Like, okay, that's kind of weird. It was a different tire that I was looking at, so technically it wasn't the same, but I just thought, what a coincidence. The second thing is, after, a minute ago when I was like, dude, I need to get gas. So I started driving and I was like, well, I'll pull off here. And right when I pulled up to the pump, my gas light came on. So it's kind of been a funny, inconveniences that are quickly met with something very convenient. Like the fact that, sure, I got a flat tire, that sucks. But I was also right next to a gas station where I was able to get, air and do a quick tire change safely and everything, and wasn't on the freeway, and it's all good. And then I forgot to get gas there. Well, I really didn't want to. I don't really like Arco gas. And then I pull up to the gas station, and right when my gas light comes on, I'm right at the pump. So just kind of funny. What a random day. Man, I'm stoked though, dude. This thing, man, I'm stoked. Better be stoked. It's kind of forever. Welcome to Seattle.